Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Welcome to the Sikh History Podcast. This podcast series transports us back into the lives and times of our ancestors and provides a historic context to the evolution of the Sikh religion, our values, our thoughts, our principles, and our ethics that bind us together as a worldwide community. In the first part of this series, we chronicle the growth of the Sikh religion from the birth of the founder Guru Nanak in 1469 to the death of Guru Gobind Singh in 1708. This period was one of tremendous political and social unrest in India. The Indian society was inherently discriminatory and oppressive towards women, the poor, and those who stood in opposition to the ruling classes. The Sikh gurus opposed such policies and sacrificed their lives to uphold the fundamental rights of equality, justice, freedom, and religion. In this episode, we will talk about the third Sikh Guru, Guru Amar Das, and his role in consolidating the legacy of Guru Nanak and Guru Angad, and in furthering institutions that gave the Sikh religion a firm and solid foundation. Before we do that, let's revisit the social and political climate of India in the 16th century and the birth of Sikhism under Guru Nanak. The Muslim invaders first came to occupy Punjab in about 1000 AD, and by the 13th century their power had spread across all of India. This change in ruling class also brought about changes in administration and law and order, and a forceful conversion of Hindus to Islam. The Hindu society had also degenerated. The caste system ensured that the women, the low castes, and the poor were deprived of the basic human right to an honorable living. Guru Nanak was born in a society deeply divided into Hindus and Muslims. In this society, Guru Nanak's Sikhs, or disciples, rebelled against the established social order and created a whole new identity for themselves. To summarize Guru Nanak's teachings, Naam Japna, or remembering God in one's actions, Kirt Karna, or earning through honest and creative work, and Van Chakna, or sharing earnings with others, became the hallmark of the new Sikh society. Guru Angad took over Guru Nanak's mantle, collected his teachings, and combined them together. Guru Angad standardized the Gurmukhi script and gave the Sikhs their own written language. He also established a number of Sikh community centers and placed special emphasis on physical fitness. Guru Angad was able to steer the Sikhs away from the politics and strengthened a community of people who had much more in common amongst themselves than they had with the communities that they had previously belonged to. In a deeply divided and discriminatory society, Guru Angad's Sikhs, or disciples, created a whole new identity for themselves, and in 1552 AD, Guru Angad passed on the leadership of the nascent Sikh faith into the very capable hands of Guru Amar Das. With this background in mind, let's look at the life and times of Guru Amar Das. Guru Amar Das was born in the village of Basarke, about 15 kilometers from Amritsar in Punjab. Due to lack of recorded evidence, it is impossible to exactly identify his date of birth, but most scholars have traced it to May 5th, 1479. He was the eldest son of Tej Bhan, a farmer and trader, and his wife Lakshmi. His family was engaged in agriculture and trading grains. Amar Das grew up to be a successful trader and had reasonable financial resources. Amar Das was married to Mali, also known as Mansa Devi. For many years after marriage, the couple had no children. Eventually, they had 4 children. Bibi Dhani and Bibi Bhani were the elder daughters, and Bhai Mohan and Bhai Mori were the younger twins. Bibi Bhani was married to the 4th Sikh Guru, Guru Ram Das, and we will talk in more details about her in a later episode. Since his childhood, Amar Das had a religious bent of mind, which was steeped into the traditional Hindu way of life. he undertook an annual pilgrimage to Haridwar, a revered Hindu city by the banks of the river Ganges, and frequently visited Kurukshetra, another city considered holy by the Hindus. His last trip to Haridwar was at the age of 60. However, neither these visits nor his charitable works brought him peace of mind or contentment. For some years, though, Amar Das had been familiar with the teachings of Guru Nanak and Guru Angad. His nephew was married to Bibi Amro, Guru Angad Dev's daughter. Bibi Amro had brought with her the Sikh way of life. She had intense faith in the Sikh Gurus and a zest for selfless service. She recited the hymns of Guru Nanak and Guru Angad and had exposed everyone in the family to the teachings of the Sikh Gurus. While Amar Das was disillusioned by his pilgrimages, he asked Bibi Amro to introduce him to Guru Angad. Soon after, he went into the service of Guru Angad at Khadur Sahib. The next few years were the most rewarding in the life of Amar Das and transformed him completely. He left behind the superstitions, the prejudices, and the discriminations of the prevailing society and fully embraced the teachings of the Gurus. Amar Das became a zealous follower of Guru Angad and despite his advanced age of almost 60, took up largely physical responsibilities. He made it a daily practice to rise 3 hours before daybreak and fetch fresh water for the Guru's morning bath. During the day, he worked in the community kitchen, cooking meals and cleaning utensils. In addition, he would go out to gather firewood for the kitchen, for in those days there were no modern cooking facilities and wood-burning stoves were the norm. In the morning and evening, he busied himself with meditation or Nam Japna. The ardent spirit of his selfless service lent a new dimension to his personality. He grew tremendously in stature and won the admiration of everyone who came in contact with him. Guru Angad was impressed by his service and had considered nominating him as the third Guru. Sensing a clash between his sons and Amar Das, he asked Amar Das to relocate from Khadur and establish a new centre of Sikh learning in the township of Govindwal, about 8 kilometers away from Khadur. Amar Das relocated to Govindwal but still kept his daily routine in service of Guru Angad. Every day, he walked from Govindwal to Khadur and on the way fetched fresh water for the Guru's bath from the river Beas. He would stop midway at a place now known as Damdama. Damdama literally means a breathing place. The Damdama Sahib Gurdwara stands at this historic place. This is different from the Takht Damdama Sahib where Guru Gobind Singh had set up his camp. After about 12 years of service to Guru Angad, Amar Das was appointed as the third Guru in the same fashion as Guru Nanak had appointed Guru Angad, placing an offering of 5 paisa and a coconut. Guru Angad bowed before Guru Amar Das and recognized him as the new Guru. Guru Angad breathed his last on March 29, 1552, and Guru Amar Das assumed full leadership of the Sikhs. Guru Amar Das now established his centre at Govindwal. The new town was in the Grand Trunk Road built by Sher Shah Suri, connecting Lahore in the west to Calcutta in the east. While this allowed trade to flourish, Guru Amar Das's personal life was a model of simplicity. He slept for only 4 hours a day and immersed himself in consolidating the Sikh community. It was Guru Amar Das who first advocated that all Sikhs should get together in the month of Baisakh in late spring. This led to the celebration of Vaisakhi, and later, in 1699, Guru Gobind established the Khalsa on this day. Guru Amar Das introduced many innovations which broke the close affiliation of Sikhs and Hindus. He composed new hymns, most notable of which is the Anand, sung at all religious ceremonies of the Sikhs, irrespective of the nature of the event, be it a marriage, birth, or death. He advocated great importance in Sangat or congregation and in Kirtan or singing of the hymns as a mode of ensuring righteous behavior. In total, he composed 907 shabads that are part of the Guru Granth Sahib today. To dismantle any caste-related discrimination, he mandated the langar or community meal for anyone who wished to meet him. To accord women an equal status as men, he condemned the practice of sati or burning of widows on their husband's funeral pyre. He also mandated that no women should observe the parda system or covering of the face with a veil. He advocated for widow remarriage, intercaste alliances, and monogamy. Abolishing such deep-rooted prejudices went a long way in creating an equality amongst men and women in the Sikh society. These innovations went directly against the vested interests of the Hindu Brahmins or the Muslim clerics who wanted to assert a tight control on the social structure. In 1556 AD, Akbar became the Mughal emperor. He was the most liberal Mughal ruler. When he visited Guru Amar Das in 1567, he had to eat and dress like a common man before he could meet Guru Amar Das. He was so impressed by the way of life of the Sikhs in Govindwal and the practice of equality amongst all that he gave away revenues of several large villages to Guru Amar Das's daughter Bibi Bhani as a marriage gift. This gift also included the village of Amritsar, which later became the nerve center of the Sikhs. The relation between Sikhs and Mughals were at their best during this period. The number of Guru's visitors grew so much that Govindwal grew from a small village to a large town. Guru Amar Das felt that he alone could not minister to the needs of the thousands of converts who wanted guidance. The establishment of 22 manjis was another important innovation introduced by Guru Amar Das. The word manji literally means a cot or a bedstead, but here it denotes a responsible religious position conferred by the Guru on a preeminent devotee or a seat of delegated authority. Only people of recognized integrity were awarded the distinction of a manji. An essential qualification was that they correctly understood and practiced the teachings of the Sikh Gurus. Appointees to the manjis were called masands, and the most important function of these manjis was to initiate fresh people into the fold of Sikhism. The masands conducted their missionary work individually and through the Sangat. They maintained their connection with Guru Amar Das through periodic visits to Govindwal. These visits were later synchronized with the Vaisakhi celebrations. The manjis also helped in promoting knowledge of the Gurmukhi script, which had now gained wide acceptance with the Sikh community. Guru Amar Das passed away peacefully on September 1st, 1574 in Govindwal by the river Beas at a very advanced age of 95. He was the longest living Sikh Guru, and the total tenure of his Guruship was 22 years and 5 months. Before his passing away, he insisted that after his death, Sikhs were to engage in kirtan or singing of Guru's compositions and Nam Japna or remembering God in their actions. In this, he ruled out mourning at death as contrary to Sikh teachings. Before he died, he appointed his son-in-law, Bhai Jetha, the husband of Bibi Bhani, as the fourth Guru, Guru Ram Das. All through his life, Guru Amar Das carved out a new and distinctive path for the Sikhs and helped in consolidating the work of the previous two Gurus, thereby laying a rock-solid foundation for his successors to build on. In later episodes, we will begin to see how this foundation guided the course of action for the later Gurus. In perspective, Guru Amar Das assumed Guruship in 1552 AD when Sikhism was in its infancy. Over the next 22 years, he worked tirelessly to chalk out programs for the speedy development of the Sikh society. The contemporary society was deeply divided between Hindus and Muslims, and Sikhism was a challenge to the orthodoxy of both. Guru Amar Das was able to take up a whole gamut of important issues and on each one defined the Sikh position with clarity and precision. These issues included 1. Understanding life and death. 2nd, the importance of Kirtan and Sangat. 3rd, the promotion of equality through langar. 4th, rejecting oppression against women. And 5th, the establishment of manjis or Sikh centers of learning to spread the word of Guru Nanak and Guru Angad. Finally, an everlasting legacy of Guru Amar Das that we cherish today is the getting together of Sikhs from all walks of life and all parts of the world on the occasion of Vaisakhi. He also accomplished the monumental task of compiling all the Sikh scriptures and composed hymns to enhance it. We can clearly say that Guru Amar Das took the fullest possible advantage of his opportunities and made a rich and lasting contribution to the growth and development of Sikhism. In the next episode, we will talk about Bhai Jetha, who went on to become Guru Ram Das, the 4th Sikh Guru. We will talk about his role in continuing the legacy of Guru Nanak and in furthering institutions that established the Sikh religion as an alternative to both Hinduism and Islam. So keep listening and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ahistoryofsikhs or on our Twitter handle at ahistoryofsikhs. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.